so good to see you. First of all, I want to talk about the amazing work. You've been so amazing with BStrong. You got PPE when masks were impossible to find, and you're always there in any kind of disaster, anytime anyone needs you. But how did you find all these PPE masks when everyone was looking for them?
Well, before I say that, I want to say that you were the first person to publicly support me during the pandemic with this PPE effort. And you've done that multiple times with Puerto Rico and other disasters. So thank you, because it really, people followed suit. So it was a very treacherous journey. There's a lot of corruption, a lot of counterfeit, a lot of disorganization. And it was a scary proposition because it was a worldwide issue versus just focused on one place. And we just managed to procure PPE for all 50 states in excess of $20 million worth of PPE, and to fire stations, to hospitals, to police stations. And it was over 2 million units of PPE that we distributed. So it really did save lives. It was really important. It is so amazing that so many people have helped, and just people coming together to really help others. So I'm just grateful to you and to everyone for donating to BStrong and realizing that just one person can make a huge difference, and 100% goes to the effort, always. So thank you.
You're amazing, Bethenny.
Thank you.
I haven't seen you in a long time, and I saw a TikTok that you posted of Bryn. How old is she now?
Bryn is 10. She's in 5th grade.
Wow, that's amazing.
She's so sweet. I remember her meeting you in the dressing room.
Yeah.
And she remembers it.
Yeah. Oh, does she? Wow.
Yeah, she remembers.
What a memory. Just Be with Bethenny is the top-rated new podcast last month. So I find it fascinating, and I think you're a naturally curious person, so you ask some really interesting questions. You get stuff out of people that most interviewers can't. I love the Mark Cuban. I love Paris Hilton. Tell everybody what you're doing.
So Just Be with Bethenny was sort of just a little passion project. Many people had said no to just me doing a podcast. It wasn't something I pushed that hard, but one company called, and it just was, like I said, a passion project, and it could live and breathe because you talk to these people for an hour. But I wanted it to be all game changer, mavericks, started from the bottom, just people that have really affected the world in some way, that have done something extraordinary. And it turns out that, you're talking to Mark Cuban or Hillary Clinton or Paris Hilton, and you're finding out certain threads through all of these successful people, whether it's just that it's about old school hard work, or having a good team around you, or no one's going to work harder than you are. And I just feel that the show it's not like fireworks and massive. It's really intimate conversations, and it humanizes these people. And so many people have said to me, wow, I didn't know Mark Cuban. I really like him. Or, wow, I didn't even know that Paris Hilton did that or was like that. And even though the people are my friends, some of them, most of them, I've been booking the show myself, which is funny, but true. Most of them, I didn't know some of these things, because you don't have those kind of conversations. What made you who you are as a person? One time at your house, Ellen, you told me about how you grew up and certain experiences in your life. And that was a different kind of conversation than we normally have. It was more human than, transactional. What have you been up to? What restaurant? What was your summer? And so it's sort of those kind of conversations that really just, people are getting a window into this intimate conversation. And I love it more than anything I've ever done.
Well, it shows, and I think it's, in my opinion, I just look at it and go, you should have done this a long time ago. This is really your sweet spot. I think it's really great. So congratulations. You left the Real Housewives last year. Do you think you'd go back, or because you could obviously do both?
I without being respectful to where I came from, I'm in a different place now, and I think that the opportunities that I'm getting, and some of these interviews, for example, might not have happened if I were still on that show. And I do say on the podcast to people, especially now during this time, people are very unsettled and don't know what's going on, and the snow globe has been shaken up with unemployment, etc. When you jump, you fly. I left a big financial paycheck there, but I knew that something amazing was going to happen, and that the journey was just going to take me in a great place. And so I believe in the path, and this is where I am. And I've been so focused on the things that I'm doing, whether it's relief work or my daughter or the podcast, that I'm excited about what's happening now.
And now, yes, and I do believe that when you jump, you fly, and that you sometimes just have to take a risk. And you learn that from these interviews that you do with these people. That's what makes your podcast really interesting for people to listen to, and you get an insight on how these people achieve success. And now you're doing a new show on HBO Max.
So I'm starting a new show. We're starting to film next week. It's called The Big Shot with Bethenny, and it comes from a true need where I need to find sort of someone to run my show and be a successor. And it's a much more modern business show where it's about my real businesses, all the different brands and all the different things I'm juggling. So people are getting to actually accomplish real things, whether it's designing logos or marketing or having a vision or living out the sort of way that I work, the culture that I work in, which is very business, but also personal. So it's going to be a little scary, but it's going to be really exciting. And I'm really excited to see who the people are, because I didn't go for just, shiny TV people. I went for people who are different ages, races, need their shot, are dying for this and would kill for this the way that I was when years ago I was on The Apprentice with Martha Stewart. So it's a more modern, more authentic apprentice, if that makes any sense.
Well, when whoever wins, it's second place. Could I have that person? Because I'm looking for somebody else. So.
Yes, and by the way, look what I found today. It's a picture of you and I, and it says, "We make a good team."
Wow, look at that.
You wrote that.
Well, we do make a good team.